Hey, it's me, Alex. Today is Valentine's Day 2018. I was, but, um, today's Wednesday, and, normally when I'm at my mom's house on Wednesdays, me, my mom, my brother, and my grandma, we go out to eat, but since it's Valentine's Day, we decided to stay at home and cook dinner, and if you don't know, there was a school shooting that happened today, and that was on the news. Um, so, of course, they were talking about that, which got my grandma started talking about politics. And by politics, I mean she was talking about how great Trump is and how. And I don't have words. Oh my god. Which, of course, I started talking to her about how he's not great and how I don't want to have to listen to her defend him. So that got me talking about all the horrible things he's done. And then she started raising her voice about it, which got me to start screaming. And I was so infuriated that I was sobbing and shaking so hard I almost fell down on the ground. And of course, then she started asking for proof as to why I think he's a horrible person. And the thing is, even if I did give her proof, which there is plenty of, she still wouldn't believe it. Because that's who she is as a person. Even if the facts, like, even if she sees the facts, she's gonna choose not to believe it if it doesn't go with what she believes in. And that's just who she is as a person, and I don't see the point in trying to do anything about that because I know no matter what I do, she's still not gonna believe me. So, because she's a stubborn piece of shit, and no matter what I do, it's not gonna get her to change her mind. And so I was giving her examples of the things he's done, and one of the things I mentioned was about how he has made it legal for doctors to refuse service to transgender people simply because if the doctor doesn't like trans people. And then she said, "Oh, of course that's what this is about," and rolls her eyes as if I wouldn't be angry about something that directly affects me and most of the people I care about. Because, why would I possibly be angry about the fact that if I needed to go to the hospital for an emergency or something, and the doctor could refuse to do anything because I'm trans, there's no reason for me to be angry about that. It doesn't affect me, and if something happened to one of my friends, because most of my friends are either trans or lesbians, mostly, and that if something happened to my friends, if something happened to my friends and a doctor refused to do anything about it just because of who they are. And it led to my friends being hurt, or worse. That's nothing for me to be angry about. I care about my friends so much. It has taken me so long to find people that I actually feel comfortable with, and that I trust, and that support me, and don't judge me. And I care about them so much, I would do anything for them. I'm just so fucking angry right now. So pretty much after that had happened, with her being an ass and thinking that that didn't affect me, or thinking that I didn't have a reason to make a big deal out of it, I said that I didn't want to have to hear with her all this shit anymore, so I put away my dishes and went to my room. And actually, when we had started arguing, my mom had just, like, right before we started arguing, my mom had just went to go get the box of chocolates she had gotten for me in the card, and I think my brother went out to smoke or something, so when they came inside, they didn't know what was going on. They just heard me screaming and going to my room, and they heard part of it. They knew I was angry and that it was something that she said, because she says a lot of things that make me really angry. So I went to my room, and a few minutes later my brother came in, and he was just trying to calm me down, and saying that my grandma says a lot of really stupid stuff, and that it's when she starts talking about politics, like, she doesn't have an off switch. Like, so me and my brother is pretty much the only one on my mom's side of the family that I actually get along with. I can't stand my grandmother at all, and my mom is constantly doing things that makes me hate her so much, and I tell my friends about it, and I don't tell them the full truth because there's things that I don't want them to know that still, that I want to tell them, but I don't want them to hate me or to not be comfortable around me anymore. So they don't know the full story to everything, but pretty much none of my friends like my mom because they hear about how she acts and all. And I think it's obvious something's wrong when every time, like, my friends' parents or anything, are around my mom, and they hear how she talks to me or about me, and then they pull me aside and ask if everything is okay and if she's treating me right. I think it's obvious something's wrong, and I'm almost to the point where my mom and my dad got divorced when I was 6, and that I'm good with that. I'm very good with them getting a divorce. I have no desire for them to get back together at all. My dad has a girlfriend and she is so fucking amazing. She's more of a mom to me than my own mom is. And she's always supported me and she's been amazing. And so is her family, like her sister and her niece there. Whenever I came out, her sister sent me like 3 books on about transgender issues and sent me several pages worth of like sources and like websites and all to go to, for any information about like changing name, schools, hormones, and all that stuff, and it was so fucking amazing. It's just I'm so amazed at how supportive everyone on my dad's side is. Like, my dad, he is amazing, and he's always supported me. And when I came out to him, I don't know if I'll go fully into it in this video. I don't want it to be too long, but when I came out to him, it wasn't like I had made the decision to come out. Like, I hadn't pulled him aside and tried to explain it. It was because, because in the past year, like, recently at the time, I had been really depressed, and more depressed than I had ever been. And it was really obvious. And it had gotten... I didn't know this at the time, but it had gotten so bad that my parents were scared to leave me home alone because they thought I would try to kill myself. And I still feel so shitty about that. And I don't want to make people worry about me. But he had gotten... He saw that it couldn't go on anymore and they needed to talk to someone about it. And at the time, I had been going to therapy for anxiety. And I hadn't mentioned to anyone about questioning my gender or anything, but I had been for years, and sexuality too. I'll probably make a separate video on all of that, on my gender and sexuality throughout the years. What was I saying? But whenever my dad was trying to find a therapist for me, he printed off like all of the pages of information about them on each therapist, and I didn't tell anyone, but whenever I was going through the pages, it had like their specialties in each of them, and I deliberately chose a therapist that specialized in LGBT stuff, and in case I decided to talk about it, but I didn't, and that therapist didn't really help me much, but I have a new therapist now, and she's helped me some, and I haven't been to therapy in almost 4.5 months, I guess, and it's been getting really bad. There's a lot of things I need to talk about. There's so much that's going on, and I might make a separate video. I don't know. I've said that a lot, but I really need to go back to the therapist. It's been too long, and there's been so much that's going on with school, with my mom, with my friends, and and for the past few months, I have fallen completely in love with someone, and that's been affecting me a lot. And most of my friends know about it. And they know I really like him. And I'll probably, I definitely plan on making a separate video about him, but I'll probably post it on a different channel, because I don't want to risk him seeing it, so, but, I don't know what I'm saying, I can't think. But my friends know about him, but they don't know how much it's affected me. And it's gotten to the point where I think about him so much and all the time that it's been affecting my schoolwork, my sleep. Sometimes this kind of has to do with it, but sometimes it partially affects me forgetting to eat. But that's kind of a thing that's already been happening for a while. Because a lot of the time I either am not that hungry, I forget to eat, or I choose not to eat. And I've never talked to anyone about this. Like, people know that I have a really unhealthy diet. And if I could, I would probably go several days without eating. And I have before. Because it used to be, my dad works from home now, but before, when he didn't, there were some days when, like, my parents would go to work before I had woken up, and sometimes they would have to work later. Like, my dad had to stay late a lot of nights, and most nights my mom goes to the gym, or she used to, like, go out to concerts or something, and so a lot of times on those nights, I could go the whole day without seeing my parents, so I didn't have to eat if I didn't want to, so I didn't. So sometimes I don't eat at all, sometimes I eat way too much. I've been trying to eat healthier now. I've been starting eating salads and healthier foods and less takeout and fast food and all. And I have, like, sometimes I go, for like a few weeks where I only drink tea and water, maybe a soda once a week, maybe. But then, whenever I run out of tea, or I get to the point where I just don't want to have to make any more tea because it takes too much time for me, that I start drinking sodas again, and then it gets more difficult. And I made tea today, I made it this morning. I didn't. I went to sleep at 8:30 in the morning, and I didn't wake up until 2 around then, because, I'm Wiccan, and I had a ritual I was doing, so that lasted a really long time. So I had been in a bath for like 4 hours. Then I would have stayed longer, but my mom, she she had to wake up, and I did not want to have to explain it to her. She, I don't want to talk about that now. Never mind. She knows I'm a witch, and my dad knows I'm Wiccan. I'll probably make a different video on that. And that was the first, like, that was the first thing I had done related to Wicca or magic, anything, since I moved into my new house, last September. Because whenever we moved, I had a lot of stuff that I couldn't find and all, and I also just haven't been having either any energy, or I've been focused on other things, and it was really nice to be able to do that this morning. And mostly what I did was, it was so peaceful. I have many videos on my Instagram account about it. It was mostly just me, just in the bath, surrounded by candles with the lights out, and it smelled great, and it was, whenever I was in the bath, I had started writing in my journal, that I'm gonna start keeping, and I'm probably gonna start bringing that to therapy, so, because there's things that a lot of times therapy doesn't help because it's difficult for me to speak, and a lot of times I just don't understand my emotions, and pretty much every time I go to therapy, I always have a panic attack. And I'm hoping that by writing in the journal, it'll help me be able to let her know what's going on. So I started doing that, and I wrote like 5 pages of stuff. And another thing, this morning was the first time I had ever been able to take a bath since I was like 7 or something, without feeling sick from the heat, because for some reason, like, whenever I would get in the bath, the heat would just be way too much for me, and the last time I tried to, I felt like I was gonna pass out because it was so hot in the room, and it was awful, and I had to get out within like 3 minutes, or like, a lot of times when I've gotten in the bath before too, I just can't stop thinking about how much I want to die, and I consider drowning myself, and then I go back on that because I definitely do not want to be found dead, naked in a bathtub. I would not be able to do that. No. I no. Um and I definitely I think about suicide a lot. But I don't think anytime soon I would actually go through with it. But I think if I continued on the same way I am right now for several years, I think that might happen. But it probably won't because I plan on moving out as soon as I can. And I don't plan on, contacting anyone on my mom's side of the family except my brother. I do want to still be, still talk to my dad and everyone on his side, but I just, I want to break free from my mom and my grandma. And as, as soon as I can, I will change my name and go on testosterone. And I'm so ready for that. Because I've been waiting for that for years. And people don't know this, but a lot of people don't know this, but I've actually already had my first testosterone shot. If you don't know, I came out in, I think it was April 19th, 2014. So it's been almost 4 years. And I think it was a year after I came out about then. I had my first visit to a doctor that a lot of people in the transgender group I had been going to recommended. And she was amazing. And she just felt so welcoming and supportive. And, as soon as she walked in the room, she said I was so handsome and how excited she was for me. And to see how I'm gonna change in the next few years. And she just made me feel so happy and excited about what was gonna happen. And after my dad explained my medical history and all, she decided that I would be able to start testosterone as soon as possible because I barely ever talk to anyone about this because it's something that my dad has explained to me a few times, but I don't remember most of it because I just try to block it out. But when I was born, I'm intersex, and it caused a lot of problems for me when I was a baby, and there was a lot of things that the doctors said that would or wouldn't happen to me, and pretty much none of the stuff they said would happen, happened, and, I've had no problems with it, and, and the thing is, my mom, my dad has told me, he said that whenever I was born, the doctors said that there was a chance that I'm not a girl, that I'm a boy, and that I would want to transition when I'm older. And my mom has just blocked that out and pretends like that didn't happen. And she thinks that because of because I haven't had any problems, with, like, the surgeries that I've had, because I had several surgeries as soon as I was born, and they figured out what was wrong with me. I was rushed into surgery, and for about the next year or two, I was constantly just in and out of the hospital, and it makes me so angry that my mom won't let me take testosterone, even though I have several reasons for it, and that my therapist and my doctor have both said that yes, I can take it. I'm ready. I have reasons. Like I have medical reasons. I'm a boy, and I need. She refuses to do anything about it. So I had my first shot, and I was there with my dad. My mom wasn't there, and so I got my first shot, and it was amazing, and it was one of the best feelings I've ever felt. And at that point, that had been the best day of my life, up until when I had to go to my mom's house that day, because my mom didn't know that I was gonna get the testosterone shot, but my dad told her, and as soon as I saw her, I knew she was angry. And for the rest of the night, me, my mom, and my brother, and my grandma, we went out to dinner, because it was Wednesday, and for the entire night, they ignored me. They wouldn't talk to me, they wouldn't look at me. My mom and my grandma and my brother, he knew something was up. I don't know if he knew exactly what. So he wasn't ignoring me, but, and then whenever we got home that night, me and my mom talked about it, and my mom, she says she does research, but all that is her watching videos on YouTube, and she chooses to watch videos of people who have detransitioned, and people who have regretted it, and she also goes on these websites that have anything that could possibly happen if you go on testosterone, and she's used the excuses that if I go on testosterone, I will be bold and fat, and, you know, I love cosplay, I love costumes, I always have, that's always been a big part of my life, because I love being able to get away from who I am, and being someone else, and she tried to use this as an excuse of, if I had facial hair, I wouldn't be able to cosplay anymore. Like, does she know shaving's a thing? Does she also know that, like, my age? Like, I'm not just gonna grow a full beard in a few months. That's not gonna happen for a while, and even if it did, I do plan on shaving because I don't want a big beard. One thing that held me back from coming out for a while was because the only trans men I ever found pictures or videos of were all either trans men who pretty much looked like bodybuilders, you know, they had like six pack and huge muscles and really short hair and facial hair, and, or as people who wanted to look like that, you know, like younger trans guys who wanted to look like that. Um, and that held me back for a while because that's not what I've ever wanted to look like. I love hair. My hair is a big part of my expression. I Whenever I got my hair cut like this, I felt so happy because I wanted this haircut for a long time. Um, it's just in a ponytail for now, and it looks not clean, but and I really need to re-dye it. But I do not plan on cutting my hair really short unless it gets bad. I have considered shaving my head though, like not just so it's clean scalp, but I do plan on like buzzing it. Maybe eventually, probably whenever this whenever I don't want this anymore, so that it all grows out at the same length. But that's the only time I would do that. And I love makeup. I paint my nails. I'm not wearing makeup now because I didn't have a reason to wear it today, but I'm normally wearing makeup. All my friends know that whenever they see me, I am always, you know, I have my nails painted, I have my makeup on, I've got my hair. Then, you know, I'm always dressed up and I always have jewelry on and all, and I it's taken me so long to finally start to be able expressing myself and dressing how I want. And I'm still not entirely there because there's things that I can't do, whether it's what I can't do right now, whether it's because I can't afford certain stuff, or things that I don't really want my parents to question, or it's things that I do realize that aren't age appropriate. Um, but I'm so excited for when I'm able to move out and be able to completely dress how I want and express myself, and I'm so excited for that. Um, and it wasn't until I believe the first trans person I had ever come across that wasn't, you know, like a bodybuilder or wanted to be was, I believe it was Asher Lucas. He has a YouTube channel, and as soon as I found his videos, I was so happy because I had finally found someone I could relate to. Um, and there was one other person who, like, I had seen his pictures on the internet, and I was so happy. And I don't remember his name right now. Oh my gosh. I don't remember his name, but as soon as I saw pictures of, I think I found pictures of him on Pinterest. Um, uh, no, what it was I found a timeline on Tumblr of his transition, and in one of the in like the last picture on there, he had like this, like, I guess chin length, really fluffy, like pastel hair, and he was wearing makeup, and I thought he looked like a prince, like in a fairy tale or something, and he looked so cool, and that that was what I wanted to look like. That that was what I wanted to be. And I, you know, being able to finally find people who are different from what you normally see in trans guys who are different from, just like this bodybuilder kind of look. Um, it was amazing, and I'm so happy I found those pictures. And since then, I've been able to find even more people like that. And one of the things that I love so much is Japanese street fashion. I love that so much. And I was so surprised at how many trans guys or cis guys there are who who wear like Fairy K or Spank K or Lolita. I was so surprised at I don't think a lot of people understand how many boys there are that do Lolita, and I think that's so cool, and I really want to do that whenever I can afford it. And me and my friends love Lolita, and I am actually gonna try to make all of us some cool chords, and I'm excited about that. But it's so good being able to find people that look how you also want to look, and people who are being supported in the community. And for example, Mahal Prince, I hope I'm pronouncing, I think Mahal Prince, I'm pretty sure they're non-binary, I think. um and also Tabby, I don't remember what his username on Instagram or anything is, but they're like the first people in like the Japanese street fashion community that I found out about. And I was so surprised that they were trans people and they were being supported and all, and that I and that's just what I want. I think that I don't have words. Um and I think if it wasn't for those people, I I wouldn't have come out when I did. I didn't plan on coming out when I did. But I probably wouldn't have realized I was trans, or I I would not be who I am today without them. And I am so thankful for them. And yeah. Um and I've grown so much as a person, and I love being able to express myself through my hair and makeup and clothes and all. And I love being supported in that. And my friends are great. And my dad and his girlfriend, they're constantly supporting me, like taking me shopping to go buy clothes and all. And um, especially my dad's girlfriend, she buys me some cool stuff. And I I really love like 80s dark wave um goth music. I love it so much. A lot. um One of my favorite bands is Christian Death. Check them out. I love them. Roz Williams era though. I don't fuck with Valor. I don't want that. Roz Williams all the way. Also Shadow Play is good. Shadow Play, no, 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 no. Not Shadow Play. Gosh, I fucking forgot what it's called. And I Shadow Play, that's a Joy Division song. I don't know, but yeah. You know what I'm talking about. I love Ross Williams, he is cool. Um, but me and my dad's girlfriend, a lot of times, like, whenever I get a new band shirt, um, that's like from the 80s or 90s, whatever, a lot of times she also listens to the same band, so she'll get really excited whenever she sees my shirt. And then we'll start like singing random songs, and my dad will just be so confused, but he thinks that's great. And so me and her bond over music a lot, and a lot of time, like there's been several times where we'll be cooking, and we'll be cooking dinner or whatever, and I'll be playing us songs, and they'll know, like she'll know all the songs, and it'll just be so great. And I really do love her like a mother. She's so amazing. And I am so grateful to have her in my life, and I'm glad my dad has her. I really am, and I really hope nothing goes wrong with them to where they split up. I've talked about so many different things in this video, and it's almost 50 minutes long, so I should probably shut up now. But yeah, what was the point of this video? I don't know, but I'm probably gonna split this up in different parts, so yeah. Oh, also, I have some video. It's been a while since the video I posted, and I said that I was gonna upload a video not too long after that, and that didn't happen. And I filmed like 2 different videos that I'm probably gonna upload, but they definitely need to be edited, so I don't know how to edit, so I don't know when those are going up. So yeah, they'll be up eventually. Then I might film some more videos tonight, but I don't know, it depends on when my mom gets back home, because she's at the gym right now. So yeah, bye. Oh, why did I do that? That was gross. No, thank you.